Nate, can we talk about Muslim rape gangs in London? Can we?
Well, I think we
Can
need
we
to
talk
now.
about that real quick? I think we need to, because anyone might not know is that it's well documented that there have been Muslim rape gangs all over Great Britain, but a relative lack of them in London, which is odd because it's the biggest city on the island by a long, long way, biggest population by a long, long, long way. And you think that if there's relatively small Muslim communities where it's an issue, why is there almost none in London? Now, not none at all. There have been one or two reports and there have been one or two police investigations that got convictions of Muslim, largely paedophile rape gangs, torture and murder and rape gangs in London, but just nowhere near on the scale of other places in Great Britain. And if anyone thinks, oh, it's just Rochdale, it's just Rotherham, no, it's all over. There's been convictions of Muslim rape gangs in Newcastle, Oxford, Telford, Bristol, Huddersfield, Chelmsford, Leeds, Dewsbury, Derby, Peterborough, Middlesbrough, Coventry, Canterbury, Accrington, Blackburn, Burton-on-Trent, Halifax, Aylesbury, Banbury. The list goes on, but relatively little in London, which seems odd, doesn't it? Seems a bit weird how that could be the case. Well, it turns out recently in the last day or so that there's been a report that says, no, there's tons of it in London. And in fact, it's catastrophically bad. So all along when we were told, particularly by Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, that it's not particularly an issue in London, that was all lies and prevarication and misdirection and true misinformation, disinformation, etc., etc. Just disgusting lies to try and keep us down so we don't notice the barbaric, the monstrous truth of it. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's gone down in London. Well, terrible crimes have gone down in London for years and years and years. And, well, our mayor, the mayor, has done his best to play interference over it all, hasn't he? Time and time and time again.
Oh, massive interference. Now, I'm going to warn you, because I assume you want me to play one of the videos now. I'm going to warn everyone watching this. You may want to throw your phone across the room, across onto the street, on the floor. You might want to throw your laptop out the window. This will absolutely infuriate you no end, genuinely. Because we're about to watch Sadiq Khan,
the mayor of London, and also the head of like the police commission of some type. So he's sort of like, anyway, go on.
Yeah.
This question last week, and you found every which way but not to answer it. Just how many grooming gangs have we got in London?
To avoid any misunderstanding, can she define what she means by that?
Yes, if you look at what's gone on in Rotherham, where there are people taking young girls, grooming them for sex, that is what I'm talking about.
We know in London there are issues about exploitation of young people, but they're not as defined by the member in her definition of what those types of gangs are.
So are you saying we haven't got the same sort of gangs that are in Rotherham, Bradford, and lots of other places in the country?
Just for you misunderstanding, what does she mean by that?
You know full well what I mean by that. It's all over the television. You know exactly what I mean by that. These gangs of people that are grooming young girls for sex. Do we actually have those in London?
I'm unclear, Chair, what is meant by the question. If you could spell it out, I can answer.
I've just spelt it out. Are you not listening? It's a sort of gangs that groom young girls at a young age for sex. Exactly how much clearer do you want me to be?
He doesn't go on to answer, just as an FYI.
That is, to me, monstrous. It's completely insane that we're in a situation where that is the discourse in the mayoral assembly. because obviously she's talking about Muslims, mostly Pakistani rape gangs, but she doesn't want to say that because it's still not politically correct, and that he knows she doesn't want to say that, and he knows that he can get some sort of bloody virtue signaling guardianista dunk on her if she does say it. So they're playing a game here. She doesn't need to say it necessarily, but she doesn't want to say it, but he's trying to get her to say it. But what's really going on is he's just not accepting that there's even a problem. He's playing interference. He's putting his religion, his tribe, his race above that of Britain, England, Londoners. And he's the mayor of London and the head of the police. What is it? The police commission of some type.
Yeah.
It's the definition of acting as a fifth column. This is the definition of being a traitor. I said sickening a couple of times earlier on in this recording, but that's truly, I actually feel queasy. It makes me feel, honestly, it's not just a turn of phrase. I feel sickened by it. Like, how dare he? That's another thing people say, like, how dare you? It's almost a joke, isn't it? How dare you? How dare you? But I mean it absolutely and literally this time. How dare he do that? Like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ, what the...
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do? Where do we go from here? Because he will keep getting elected. I'm sure he will keep getting elected for as long as he wants to run for that office because of the Muslim vote in London. Unless we deport millions of them, he will keep getting elected. So what the fuck? Where do we go? What do we do from here?
Well, there's a few things to say about this. It would be near comical if the subject matter wasn't so egregious and disgusting and depraved. It would be near comical, this level of gaslighting and denial. Like, we all know what's being said here. We all know it. It's so brazen and it's on display. We all know it. We know it from both sides. We know what she's asking. We know what he's denying. And we know why he's denying it. Why he's playing as stupid as he is. It's so obnoxiously brazen. And again, it would be near comical if the subject matter wasn't quite as barbaric and disgusting as it is. But it's interesting, isn't it? You say, like, well, where do we go from here? And yeah, I mean, it is right, isn't it? Where do we go from here? Well, I personally, and I know many other people are on my side with this, I believe the entire nation should vote on who becomes the mayor of London. London is I think this should be the capital city of anywhere. I think the entire nation should vote on the capital cities running, because it's the figurehead for the country. It's the capital city. And when we as a nation subsidize the capital city, which we do, actually, we've poured billions of pounds into TfL because of Khan's mismanagement of it. We all should get a say on who represents our nation, because that's what it is, right? Who represents our nation as the mayor of the capital. That's the only way he gets out. That's the only way we vote him out, is if the entire nation gets a say. And I think that's right, actually. I think it works on a thought experiment level of just basic democracy. You know, when you're thinking about how nations are built up, you know, capital cities should be the shining star of everywhere. You know, the Met Police should be the representation by which every other police follow, and yet they're atrocious. Yeah, no, we should all vote on who is the mayor of London, quite frankly.
That's absolutely not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. I would say this, though. If I found myself Prime Minister with a large majority and could do whatever I wanted, or let's just say absolute monarch, if I was either of those things, I would sweep away the entire edifice of the mayor of London. That was another thing Tony Blair brought in. We did fine without a mayor of London. We don't have to have a mayor of London at all. London worked perfectly fine for centuries without this level of bureaucracy. No, it's part of the devolution program. No, we don't need it. It's an Americanism. It's an American thing. No, we don't need mayors. That's an American thing. We don't need high school proms. That's an American thing. We never used to have those, right? Okay, it used to be that you just had all the constituencies, like for the MPs, just as we still have now, and then you just had all the councils, like Lambeth Council, Haringey Council, Westminster Council. There was no overall mayor, and it worked fine. So no, if I was Prime Minister, I wouldn't try and gerrymander the current system to replace Sadiq Khan at the ballot box. I would sweep the whole thing away, get rid of it. It's rotten.
Yeah, no, I agree. I guess I was looking at it from a perspective of what we can do. What can we do right now? I mean, in an ideal world, he'd be deported, and everyone else that've been voting for him, because undoubtedly they would be, I don't know, foreign invaders, whatever you want to call them. They'd all be deported as well, so you wouldn't even have that problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're completely right. I mean, just the very notion of the London mayor, get rid of it, just sack it off. It's clearly not worked, has it? Like, let's be honest. Even if you're going to look at it objectively, let's just say we didn't have it, now we've got it. We'll look at the data sets. Get rid of it, done. Get rid of it, done. But I guess, we're drifting ever so slightly off topic here, aren't we? We could rant and rave about Sadiq Khan, the mayor, for days. But what this is really about is that there's a huge bloody issue being hidden by the London mayor, being hidden by all the institutions in London. I don't know. I know why, but yeah, it's sad that that's the case. And that's the fact that potentially tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands, we don't know. It's catastrophically high of just industrial scale Muslim rape gangs. Great, good, excellent. Love that. Love that for the capital. Yeah, it's great.
Let's be honest again, painfully honest. The only way to truly deal with this, to truly cut the cancer out, is to deport these people. Send them and their dependents and their families, if needs be. Don't want to break up families.
Oh, no.
They can all go back to the land of their forefathers. That's what I'd do with Sadiq Khan if I found myself absolute monarch. I would hold him in the tower on charges of treason before he was deported back to the land of his ancestors, where he belongs. And if his family don't like that, they can go with him. Don't want to break them up. No, mass remigration now is the reasonable thing. That's the most reasonable thing we can do now. That's the most peaceful thing. And it won't be all that peaceful because they won't all want to go, of course. But that's the centrist thing to do at this point, is forced mass remigration. Or just endlessly let our women and children get raped. Which way? Which one's going to be? Because it's one or the other. That's the truth. That's the truth that the tabloids won't ever talk about. That's the truth that the mainstream media will never talk about. And anyone that does is just branded as far right, a fascist. Well, but that's truth. That's the truth. That's reality. That's the reality we're staring down the barrel of now.